in chief again. Donald Trump is making America's showers great again by issuing an executive order to end the Obama-Biden war on water pressure and other first world problems that we have here in America. Guys, if you're watching this from some country outside of America, these are the things that plague us, that keep us up at night, that our Congress has to debate over. The White House issued a statement saying, by restoring shower freedom, President Trump is following through on his commitment to dismantle unnecessary regulations and put Americans first. We won't be last place in showers in the world. Trump said at the signing, I like to take a nice shower to take care of my beautiful hair. I have to stand under the shower for 15 minutes till it gets wet. It comes out drip, drip, drip. It's ridiculous. That's a horrible impression of him. But it is ridiculous. Guys, you weren't imagining things if you grew up in the 90s. Showers did get worse. And Brussels sprouts did get better because they genetically engineered them to get better. Fun fact. And they regulated showers into getting worse. Things you learn only on your favorite Not a News show. I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire. Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. We premiere new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time, and we will be there in the chat. Please join us. Before we get going, some upcoming comedy dates for you guys. I will be opening for Colin Quinn at Mothership May 23rd to the 25th. There's a link in the description below where you can buy tickets. I believe some are still available. I've also started my own stand-up show with my friend Ariel Isaac Norman called Ask Me Anything at the Creek in the Cave, which is right down the street from Mothership. There's a link in the description where you can buy tickets. It will be on every second and fourth Thursday, so take a look. Do you guys know anything about this showerhead thing?
It's just the fact that he's spending time on this. Like,
this is very important, Maggie. All right? Get the government out of my bathroom.
it's ridiculous and required an executive order focused on this.
Because Congress passed a law. So for those of you who don't know, the Pirate Wires actually did an amazing story about this. And then 2 hours later, the Wall Street Journal came out and said that he was coming out with this executive order. We've covered a lot of these stupid regulations that are usually in the name of conserving energy or water or some kind of environmental thing that is overreach to the extent that you can't have like wood burning pizza stoves in New York, and they're always trying to regulate everything constantly. And the government sucks at everything generally. And 1992, during the Bush administration, they, in like some 538-page bill for environmental protections, it got passed through that there would be they would lower the basically mass, the amount of water that you could get based on the shower head. So they were saying instead of 4 to 10 gallons, I think, which was what we were using back when America was great, now it has to be 2.5 gallons. So all of these very clever companies found ways around this and designed different shower heads in different modules. And then Obama cracked down on the basically loopholes that these companies had come up with in technology. They were more aerated. They had more pressure. This is why it feels like you're getting shot with needles if you have a good shower with a lot of water pressure. It's still not as much mass because that's the thing that's been regulated, the amount of water that's actually allowed to flow through. And so Trump came along and he basically reversed Obama saying no more loopholes. And he said, let the loopholes flow. And then Biden came back and said no more loopholes. And now Trump is saying, get rid of all of it. That's like, that's what this is about. He's basically saying, get rid of all of it. There's technology that will make this better. And also there's lots of studies that show that things like toilets, yes, when you use these kind of water conservation methods, you can decrease the amount of water by like 57%. And low flow toilets, low flow washer and dryer, which is kind of the next, washing machines. It doesn't reduce the efficacy of the washer by reducing the water. However, with showers, it's debatable. They've found that because they suck and you're not getting that nice flowing feeling of restorative healing that you get from running water, people are taking longer showers. So even though it's less water per second, it still ends up being the same amount, or you're not reducing it by very much. So that is the long and short of this entire debate. Now, I have traveled around the world, and I can tell you, I've been to places like Sri Lanka and in India and places where everything sucks and you're shitting in a dirt hole, and their showers are amazing. You will take a shower and be like, what happened in our country? Because it's the big drops of water that you're allowed to get. And they have water problems in these places too. They just make up for it by making all their showers cold. Sure, maybe you're in a country that doesn't have very much running water, and we're discussing, the
wasting
joy of water.
Gallons of water.
Look, showers are amazing no matter where you are in the world. I've taken some pretty epic showers. I think there is something about those raindrop-like showers that feels luxurious and restorative and healing no matter where you are in the world or what class you are. And now we're going to have great showers again, guys. It is truly why most of us who grew up in the 90s have a better memory of what things were like. And it's primarily because of the showers.
No longer will showerheads be weak and worthless.
This is America, you guys, all right? If we're going to make America great again, we better wake up in the morning and take a shower that makes us feel like we're standing under a waterfall in Bali. And if we don't have that, what do we actually have?
Okay, this fucking guy.
This fucking gal. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, best known for shooting her dog in a quarry.
What the fuck?
Imagine if that was your claim to fame.
Yes, that is her claim to fame.
I know.
Led about 100 federal agents on an early morning raid Tuesday in Arizona, where they nabbed 3 illegal migrants wanted on charges from weapons and drug offenses to running a money laundering operation. Where the fuck is Doge on this, by the way? I was reading this. I'm like, 100 federal agents for 3 migrants. And so they had this whole photo op with Kristi Noem, and the New York Post was like embedded with this operation because, of course. And Jesse Kelly had the perfect tweet on X. He was like, Kristi Noem cosplaying as a door kicker. What does this gain us? It's clownish, unserious, and embarrassing. Everything doesn't need to be a photo opportunity. Send rough men to get the barbarians and leave this stuff for Broadway. ICE has it covered. I don't want to have to say this every week, but this is why women shouldn't be in politics. Just get them out. All women just want to be now as influencers, okay? Like AOC and like Stephen Miller at Red Steed says, they're just so mad they're not Instagram stars. They just want to be influencers. I'm supposed to take her seriously as some like freaking ice Barbie. She was clad in police tactical gear, including what they were calling a flak jacket. And Jaron, my husband, was like, it's not World War II, guys. This is just a plate carrier. And she sported her 2-tone gold Rolex, which is, oh God, just nothing screams tone deaf, I guess.
Yeah.
It's so gauche. It's so tacky. That's what it is. It's tacky. You've watched Lioness one too many times, Kristi. Taylor Sheridan isn't going to cast you. Why doesn't anyone around her tell her that that vest is on totally wrong and you're holding your weapon like it's the first time you touched a dick?
A penis! A penis there!
God, she has such strong pick-me energy. I mean, look, maybe Tom Homan, our border czar, could be using her as a decoy to draw the fire while they round up all the lunch ladies and nannies. I don't know. That would probably be smart. Draw all the attention. And honestly, fuck those nannies. I worked in the Palisades when I was a waitress, and they ran that shit like a mafia. They price fixed, they shared everybody's secrets, and most importantly, they stiffed me and pocketed my tip. So round up all the nannies for all I care.
Well, the Palisades is gone now, Bridget, so I think they've got bigger problems.
I guess it makes sense that Kristi Noem was named Homeland Security Secretary. They thought, who's the most ruthless person for this job? Oh, that annoying woman who shot her dog. She didn't exactly bust through doors either, though she did get a crock in her face. They make it sound like someone threw a crock at her or tried to kick her when she came through the door. No, she was handcuffed and in the back seat of the van that after he had been arrested, and he was just trying to use his foot to get the camera out of his face. And Kristi was leaning in there being like, you know what? You're going to go home and you're going to get prosecuted. And then she said, you're not scaring me with your crock. As he repeatedly kicked his foot in her direction. And he was just begging like, oh God, just go. Just take me away from this annoying woman. Bring me to the El Salvadorian prison as long as I don't have to hear this nag anymore. If this is your woman, by the way, you better know how to fight. She's exactly the kind of woman who's going to get you into some fights for drunkenly running her mouth. I'm not going to lie. I feel bad for the crock-wearing drug runner in this story. Later, they mentioned how the next suspect was barefoot, and his wife retrieved his shoes before they loaded him into a waiting police car. I mean, there's a lot of footwear in this story. Whoever wrote this clearly has a foot fetish.
You listen to me. Can I see your feet?
Before our next segment, don't forget to like, subscribe, touch my bells and buttons, and tell your friends about us. Please help us reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. YouTube hates us again, so you guys have spoken. When we hit 100,000 subscribers, I will do my best Mexican weather report, although at this rate, I might have a cane. You're going to have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, guys. Sorry, them's the rules. Speaking of foot fetishes, if you want to kick something and have it be effective, you need to wear boots from BRUNT Workwear. Guys, look at these boots. They are amazing. They're so rugged. These are like get you through the apocalypse kind of boots. And BRUNT boots are awesome work boots. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they wrecked your feet. And BRUNT Workwear finally ended that trade-off, designing boots that withstand the toughest job sites while feeling as comfortable as your favorite sneakers. These BRUNT boots are comfortable right out of the box. Most other boots require a significant breaking in period, and BRUNT isn't just about work boots, guys. They offer a full range of high-performance gear built for tough jobs, from heavy-duty work pants to weather-resistant jackets. And BRUNT didn't just make a durable work boot, they reinvented comfort for the hardest workers out there. And so for a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at BRUNT by using the code DUMPSTER at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com/dumpster. Use the code DUMPSTER and you're all set. That's bruntworkwear.com/dumpster. Use the code DUMPSTER. After your purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them our show sent you. Link is in the description below. Now let's check the weather with Nael Lopez.
Jueves, casi fin de semana, el viento se encuentra en calma, la humedad en un 85% y la presión marcando los 1007 milibares. Pero ¿cómo amanece el área metropolitana? Esta mañana las temperaturas registrándose desde los 18 grados, es la temperatura más fresca en el área metropolitana.
Thank you, Nael.
I don't cariff about tariffs.
You guys are still trying to make me care about tariffs.
I don't care.
The stock market surged on Wednesday after Trump paused his tariffs for another 90 days on most countries except for China, which will see tariffs increase to at least 125%. So thank God we don't get anything from China, because that could be bad. But as of Thursday, when we're shooting this, and who knows what the world will hold when we are done shooting, the markets are slumping again, because of course they are, and it's going to be up and down. You can generally tell how things are going based on the mood of the boomers in your life, which is what I've learned. You don't actually need to pay attention to any of the news. You just need to pay attention to the general overall vibe of the boomers. If they're happy, you know the markets are up. If they're not happy and they're grumpy and they're wondering why they can't go on their third cruise and get another car instead of making sure that their grandchildren are okay, you will know it's because the stock market is down. I'm just kidding. Not all boomers are like that. I actually have a theory that boomers are really wilding out because it's revenge on their millennial kids, some of their older millennial kids who haven't given them grandchildren yet. I was talking to a bunch of people at a party the other day, and they're like, my parents have 2 cars, and they're going on cruises. I'm like, do you have kids? And I'm like, no. I'm like, well, sucks to be you. They're revenge spending. They're like, F you. You're not going to give me a grandkid? I'm not giving you inheritance.
I already have a boyfriend. Really? Where is he?
And why isn't he here right now, fathering our grandchild?
It's a good theory.
I think it's right. Everybody's always trying to read Donald Trump's mind. This is why we don't comment on this stuff. They're like, Donald Trump is doing this because he cares about the greatness of America and the greater... No, he's a chaotic energy, okay? But he does have his like own fancy art of the deal that I don't think anyone can really intuit what or why he's doing what he's doing. He seems to be very much doing things for reasons that are mysterious, and then he can always reverse engineer whatever those reasons might have been in the aftermath of whatever the deal was.
Can't have a revolution without somebody to overthrow, so you're welcome. And it's a tie.
It's like, just how has no one learned over the decade we've been dealing with this chaotic energy to just give it a minute and wait and see? I know everybody has to like comment on everything at all times, but no one knows what Trump is doing except for Trump, and everyone trying to pretend they know is just making shit up. I know you're all desperate for my take, but I'm staying out of this one, guys, until it all settles down. Or just pay attention to every other actual news source out there because they're all covering the tariffs, and we are not a news show. But maybe it's because of Trump's tariffs that we get to cover this next story. Gen Z discovers inviting people over for coffee and making it at home. The New York Post wrote a really ridiculously long story for this about Gen Z discovering the home cafe trend. They have menus and matching outfits and claims of everything made at home. This is all for content, though, you guys. This is just a generation who decided to invite people over for coffee, and the added twist is to do it for TikTok with dressing up as a barista and having menus. That whole generation is just like, for the content. Some TikToker claimed, in 2025, we will be saving money, as she and a friend staged a cafe night in, complete with laptops, snacks, and the ambiance of a coffee house, minus the markup. Oh, okay, so we're cosplaying coffee shops now? Is this a new low? I feel bad for Gen Z because they really have been fucked like more than once, now twice. But they also are content whores who think they've discovered everything for the first time. So I'm like, oh, wow, Gen Z discovers how to save money during a recession. You make your coffee at home. Somebody on Twitter was like, they're like little Magellans discovering an already discovered world. Do they just never make coffee at home until this moment? This is what I do with my toddler when we're playing together. She sets up cafe and we play.
At least these little coffee house cosplays are them interacting in person with each other.
I agree. They
Like getting
also
together.
think this is new.
The art of inviting friends over to your house and offering them something to eat and drink is like an unknown thing for them.
Because they were locked up in COVID as well, and they all got social anxiety. So I do understand, like, this is probably good for them to be socializing and doing these things called dinner parties and having friends over and interacting in real life. This is all very normal stuff, but I do take it for granted and feel bad for Gen Z that they did lose out on many years of their formative lives being locked down under draconian COVID policies, and now they're getting crushed again by the economy. You know, if you're at the bottom of this economy, you don't have the money to buy the dip. This is the meme that I love so much where it's like, buy the dip, and it's like, with what money?
Right.
Gen Z boss in a mini. Gen Z, I feel bad for Gen Z, honestly. I like to give them shit, but I know they can take it because they're based. Phetasy News. If you love Dumpster Fire, the best thing you can do is become a paid supporter at Phetasy.com. You get the unedited version of this Dumpster Fire, and we leave a lot of inappropriate things on the cutting room floor. You also get access to everything else we're doing, and it's a lot. Join us right here on YouTube every Tuesday and Friday night at 8 p.m. Central for a new Dumpster Fire. We do a live chat, which is always hilarious. We moved Walk-Ins Welcome off this YouTube channel, so please, everyone, go subscribe to our new YouTube channel, Walk-Ins Welcome with Bridget Phetasy. There's a link in the description, and we're trying to get to 10,000 subs over there. Thank you to everyone who helps make Dumpster Fire possible. Thank you to Brunt for sponsoring us today. Thank you to my supporters, subscribers, and audience. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, Bridget.
And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious. Remember, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the work seriously, but don't take yourself seriously. This has been your Dumpster Fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich! So I can buy the fucking dip, yo.
And the unicorns dance while